Hey, yo, Chad, it's your boy Joe here talking to the Gorilla Booking Podcast. And unlike the rest of the WWE world, we're going to tell you the truth, and it's not unreal. So, anyway, we're here today with handling the business, and the WWE business is going to be a retirement match at the Royal Rumble with AJ Styles versus Gunther. So, I wanted to go around. Let's see everybody here. We got the dirty Dre. Vondre, how's it going, my man?
Oh man, I gotta, come to the pod with my inner excellence.
Oh my God. Anyway, and then we have here who looks like he's eating out of a red solo cup. That's a little bit different. Um, the master of the NXT knowledge, the man who loves the up and coming superstars and then watching them go mid card for at least 3 years until he able to drink. We have DJ. How's it going, my man?
I'm just here chilling with my slush and barbecue.
Watching barbecue. All right. And then we have my co-host, Server Error 405, the host of Look, It's a Podcast Server Network, who also does the Final Four podcasts, G30 and Yappin. That's right. And see the future clips of G30 because he's going to have special guests on G30, and that's going to be a big surprise for everybody else. But at the end of the day, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing great. I didn't say a word that time. I wanted you to be able to just do the cold open on your own without any interruptions. And I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. I told you I was gonna. I thought I was gonna hack you, but I didn't crack you. But it's okay. I'll keep trying next time to give you the shittier
Pause.
cold openings.
Hey,
Yeah,
yo.
pause. Yeah, pause.
Pause.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
yo.
I just gave you a
Yo.
Mendoza moment. Just gave you a Mendoza moment. Um. Anyway, so yeah, so Raw opened up this week with not opened up, I should say, but Raw started with Gunther, and then it came down to the thing that Gunther versus AJ Styles for his career at the Royal Rumble. Now, unfortunately, I don't like this. I don't like it for a specific reason, but I want to hear everybody else's opinion first.
It's
So let's
ruining
go and
wrestling
start.
for sure.
Huh?
It's ruining wrestling for sure.
It's ruining wrestling, just much like Floyd Mayweather ruined boxing.
Right.
I'll give you four more opinions on that too. Anyway, so Zay, what do you think about this Royal Rumble match? They're calling Gunther the career killer now. I've heard that multiple times. Do you think and believe that he kills AJ Styles' career at the Rumble?
He kills his WWE career because this is the start of his TNA run. It's as
See, a
simple as
lot of
that.
people would disagree with you on that one, but that's where I stand too. DJ, what do you think?
Well, since it was, I heard that his contract expires in February. I think that might be true because I don't see him going to Mania. I really don't. As much as guys like, you already know, JB wants to try and rave, hooper and holler, saying he should win the Rumble and have a match WrestleMania. I think Royal Rumble in Saudi will be the last time you see AJ Styles perform.
Server?
I find it hard to believe that his career would just end this quickly into the new year. I just think like even if his contract expires, if that's true, I just don't see him being done with WWE just like that. Like the year just started. Cena had a whole year. Not saying that AJ needs that whole year, but at least get to Mania or something. Like just having him end his career, Gunther end his career at Royal Rumble. I don't know. And maybe because Drake could be right, he might just end his career in TNA because that's where he got his big start and what he's known for. So there's a high likability he might sign with TNA for the rest of the year or something. But I don't know. I don't see him losing at Royal Rumble. Like something will happen. I don't know. I don't know.
So what I want is exactly that. I want him to lose at the Rumble. I want him to go finish his career in TNA and become a TNA World Champion one more time, and then kind of finish it off strong that way. The thing is I do believe in the sense and the logical sense is that he beats Gunther this at the Rumble and in the rubber match, and then they go into a handshake agreement. They go into a handshake agreement.
Got it.
No, that is actually something there. Wow. Okay, never mind. I saw you do it. I know he's fucking with me.
No, I'm
But
not. That's that.
I think he's going to go into a handshake agreement, and then he will finish his career at the Rumble. But you won't see him have too many matches in between the Rumble and WrestleMania, which I hate because I would love this. Because if I'm correct, TNA just finished their pay-per-view Genesis. It was a really good pay-per-view. Had a not so stellar championship match, but it was the championship match that everybody needed to see because it kicked off TNA on AMC, which is great for TMA or TNA, because it's something now that everybody can watch again. It's going to get some really good viewership in the beginning. It's going to, they're going to actually push it. WWE is going to help them push it, and I think it's going to be. I think it's positive for like the wrestling culture that there's more wrestling on TV to watch, both on regular TV and streaming service. But I think that's why AJ is going to leave WWE at the Rumble, and then that helps TNA to put a megastar like AJ Styles on TV over there.
They could also do some cool shit too. Like if that happens, Gunther beats him, he signs with TNA. Maybe AJ just does some run-ins in WWE, and they're like, "This guy doesn't even work here. Why is he here?" And he just starts, just doing random ass shit in WWE for TNA, since they had all this, beef with NXT, and maybe put other guys over, or just I don't know. I feel like we're going to see a lot of AJ, whether it's with TNA or whether somehow in the story they continue him in WWE. But yeah, I think it's going to be good for TNA if he stays there. My only thing is, will they kind of bring some of his like old opponents out? You know what I mean? Like, are they going to have some potential matches? You know what I mean? That would make sense for him, or is he just going to be putting over people?
Well, unfortunately, his two biggest ones are AEW contracted, both on stage, both in ring and behind the stage, which would be Christopher Daniels and Samoa Joe.
But you could really say you could still put Frankie Kazarian in there because he's still with TNA. So
yeah,
Frankie would be the only one that makes it worth a damn at the end of the day. But definitely, it would be Samoa Joe and Christopher Daniels all day. But I mean, that's going back to watching the old X Division stuff, and that, I mean, that was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you said, I just wish that the pay-per-view cards were a little bit stacked differently. And I understand when we go to the Rumble, it's the road to WrestleMania. I would have loved to seen this happen a little bit sooner and AJ go over to TNA before the Survivor Series, and then have kind of like a real TNA versus WWE with AJ Styles at the helm of TNA. Not Mike Santana.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely.
Right.
I mean, as good as it was, and for me, as good as was to see Mike Santana win that title. It doesn't change the fact that TNA debut episode of AMC was a steaming pile of fucking dog shit.
Yeah, I heard. I didn't really watch. I just saw clips, and I heard it was
very
bad.
Horrible. It was so bad.
It was a okay show for being a debut, for them having to handle the situation. AMC Plus crashed, which is like a bad sign but a good sign. The AMC Plus streaming service crashed because of TNA, so they obviously are getting higher viewership than what they were expecting. So you can take it as like a net zero positive, because they had viewerships that caused the streaming service to crash.
Well, of course,
it's not like AEW's crashed HBO Max. You know what I'm saying?
Well, of course they're going to be. They're on AMC. This is the biggest deal they've had since Spike TV.
Yeah, they're also not built for stuff like that, really. So it's gonna have that effect. It's just like when what was the fight on Netflix that crashed? It had a hard time.
It was the Jake Paul Mike Tyson.
The first Jake Paul match, wasn't it?
Right.
And that also Jake Paul Mike Tyson had
it was the Tyson fight, and Netflix had a hard time because they didn't really stream live content. So people were all worried about WWE going on Netflix in the beginning. They're like, what if it happens So, you know, and HBO Max, they show like a lot of sports, live sports. So they're used to streaming live events, and AMC is just, they're not at all.
They're not.
So, it's not really a big surprise that it crashed. It shouldn't happen every week for sure. But
No,
like,
they'll fix that problem quickly. But like I said,
yeah,
it's a good sign. It's a good sign, though. Is like I'm
I
saying.
mean,
While
kind
it's
of. I mean, they're just not,
like
you could put anything live on there. You could have a cricket match live. You know what I mean? Like they're not built for live TV, you know,
more
live
about
streaming.
cricket on the Final Four podcast.
Right, exactly. Next week, another
It's really
cliffhanger.
the off season for all of us.
Right. We're going to be digging who's the go to cricket.
Oh my God.
But I get what you're saying. It is good. If you're a TNA fan and you hear that, it's like, yeah, that's fine. It sucks when you're watching it, but you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not entirely terrible. It's just how they set up the whole show. Like with that Elegance brand segment, seriously, that was probably one of the worst segments I have seen in my like 18 and 19 years of watching wrestling. That was horrible.
Oh,
Is
yeah,
that
it was
what the
awful.
Perez was that with Perez Hilton? Was that the one that
Yes,
involved in?
yes.
Okay.
But it was, to me, it wasn't even the Perez Hilton thing that pissed me off. It was that Mr. Elegance guy. Oh my God, I hate him. I hated him already. It's been like
Because you could take the Elegance guy and how shitty that was, but then you could take Kit Wilson, who walked out to the ring, beat the brakes off of fucking Matt Cardona, and didn't skip a beat back to his music, was absolute fucking cinema.
Hey,
Like,
Matt Cardona's doing great. Remember we had this conversation and I said that, hey, he's just going to go back to being a fucking mid-carder. This guy went from doing fucking death matches to just getting beat by Kit Wilson, who's just now getting over because of his song, which is great.
Honestly, Moose was right. Moose was right about him when he's in TNA in 2021. He's mid Cardona.
Exactly.
Cardona,
exactly. He's never gonna. I said this.
I mean,
said this not that
listen.
long ago on here. Like he's Matt Curtin. Who cares if he's not doing the same? Like I'm not saying he has to have death matches on WWE TV, but he's got to have a little bit of an aggression.
Listen, I would love to see that.
Just a little bit of an aggression. Look at Mick Foley. Like Mick Foley was back in the day was doing some crazy shit, and then when he was in WWE, he still was doing some crazy shit. So why can't Matt Cardona bring that over instead of just being fucking, Zack Ryder with a name change?
PG shit, and they won't accept it.
He got beat by Kit Wilson. He got his ass beat by Kit Wilson, who's coming out to this great theme, who's getting over, which is great.
Segment beating. That's the best part about it. It wasn't even I mean, if you watch it, I implore anybody who watches Gorilla Booking to go find the Kit Wilson entrance video, because you just laugh your ass off because it's Kit walking past Trick Williams, and you're like, oh, okay, because in the sense, like, he's beating up masculinity, and Trick is like
toxic.
Yeah, and then he sees Cardona, turns around, grabs Cardona, bashes him into the barricade, throws him down, hits him a few times, yells toxic at him like 4 or 5 times, gets up, and then literally his music kicks back on, and he acts like nothing happened. Absolutely.
Love
Like I
to see
said,
it.
give me Scorsese booked that part. Intro, hand up, because Scorsese booked. Oh no, this was better than that fucking waste of life, fucking Jey Uso. This is not. That wasn't. I get that's where it kind of started from, but absolutely, like, there's a point to where, like, Jay can't beat somebody and then fucking go back and skip a beat. He has to warn people that what's about to start in order to get everybody to go.
Or literally do what he did with Braun Breaker in that Gauntlet match, where he just did a suicide dive, got back in the ring, and just fucking bro, that was dirty when he did that to Braun. Literally got back, suicide dive, got in the ring, and then just ran it back while Braun Breaker's outside of the ring late. That was dirty.
Listen, you know what that's actually good for, and I'll give you a good moment to get to understand it. And I know we just totally derailed what we were going to talk about, but it's still good. This shit right here is when I go, oh fuck, I got to take a piss, because I get up and while everybody's eating, I'm fucking pissing. So like, I think he's boring. Like, I hate I know he's gold on TV, but it's It's my same thing with Floyd Mayweather. I think he's boring in my opinion.
Ruining wrestling. He's ruining wrestling.
Jey Uso is ruining wrestling.
Anything Joe doesn't like, they're ruining whatever it is.
They ruin it for me. They just ruin it for me.
He hates an actor. They're ruining entertainment. They're ruining movies.
Mhm.
Yeah. Amber Heard ruined fucking Johnny Depp's career.
She ruined the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. She ruined it.
Ruined it by shitting in his bed. But anyway,
It's so gross. She can still get it though.
But listen,
Hey,
and like I said earlier, we're talking about the Rumble. The Rumble is going to be the first time it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. It's the first time actually the Rumble's been international. Actually, if I think about it,
this is
correctly.
cap.
Yes.
The greatest Royal Rumble was all overseas too.
Yeah, the 40 man. That was
50.
That was the 50. That was the 50.
Oh, it was
man.
50.
That was the
That's
Braun
right.
Strowman.
50.
It was the 50 man that Braun Strowman won.
That's when Titus O'Neil
And
fell
Titus,
into the ring.
Titus World Slide was created.
Yeah, this fucking he went like this. He tumbled.
A whole load of NXT guys that were in there that still to this day I didn't even know. Like Dan Mata, who the fuck was that? And I watch NXT.
I feel like you just made that name up. You just made up a name.
Like, I watched NXT and I didn't even know who he like at all. And even I knew guys like Roderick Strong, and he made Daniel Bryan's like Brian Daniels, his chest was like hamburger meat.
They just fucking threw anybody in there. 50,
Hold on,
man.
I actually want to pull it up something. I don't know. I actually don't know this information. I should have pulled it up sooner, and I'm sorry.
Go ahead, pull that up, Jamie.
Yeah, I'm pulling this up, Jamie. Jamie's pulling this up so fast.
Joe and Gemini are a fucking match made in heaven. He loves his AI bots. He loves them.
I do love my Gemini AI that's built into my Google Chrome. It helps.
Shout out
so much.
Google Chrome. Sponsor us, please. You want to take
Shout out Google Chrome.
Google money.
Unsponsor sponsor. Come on, Bezos. You know you watch this. Anyway, the point is that the Royal Rumble is going to be in Saudi Arabia. We are all hoping that the oh my god, I just fucking drew the blank here. Oh, the rock and roll.
No wonder you need Gemini.
Jericho was going to. Yeah, I just fucking drew a blank on that one. The Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho, but he re-signed with AEW in the last minute, so most likely he will not be there. But
he re-signed?
The ones that have announced, yes.
Oh, I didn't hear that. When was that announced that Jericho resigned?
Last week. I think last week.
Who's
I will
the
double
source?
verify that in a minute. Fucking ringside.
I don't know. I feel like they would talk about that more. I'm on Twitter a lot, and usually with shit like that, people sign or quit or whatever. That's usually popping up in multiple, especially if there's a good source.
Unless they're trying to hush it down, I thought I read that somewhere. I will verify that in a bit.
Okay.
But the men's Royal Rumble lineup, which is actually already to be changed because obviously we already know that Gunther is facing AJ at the Rumble. So they are out of the Royal Rumble.
That's not true. Hold on. That's not true though, because Gunther said himself in the ring with AJ, I don't want to do double duty and face you.
He did.
So that they didn't say that they're not going to be in it. So I'm just saying, like, Gunther's not going to just want his career and lose out on an opportunity to win a world title at Mania.
I mean, that would be wild work for Gunther and the ultimate heel work, and I would actually kind of like that.
I mean, he said it in the promo.
Can you imagine if he just totally disrespects AJ and just lays down for AJ?
That could be the first match. That could open Rumble, and then AJ loses, and then
no. He's not going to do the double work. He'll just lay down for AJ and just fucking just dirty disrespect the win, and then fucking just disrespect the win by like doing the finger poke of doom type shit. And then fucking go into the Rumble and become the Rumble winner. And he's like, I got bigger things to worry about.
That would be bigger. That would be a surprise. I don't even know how I'd react to that. I think that would make Gunther look bad though. He prides himself on taking people's careers, and then he just lays there with the opportunity to take, and it was his idea. Like, he could just say no. You know what I mean? Like
I
he
do
did.
know later in that Raw episode. Adam Pearce did make it official. So that is an official match. Is AJ versus Gunther for his career?
Right? Yeah, yeah. But they didn't say that they're not going to be in the Rumble. At least Gunther, like I would think
At
Gunther
least
would be
Gunther.
in. I think at least Gunther's going to be in it for sure. I mean, AJ would be his last Rumble, so why
I mean,
not be in the
you know
Rumble?
what? If he does, I hope he's like the high 20s, which would be great because that would be a good pop. Because the highest pops come between 21 and 29.
Because that's when people are expecting like a lot of the surprises or whatever. But I think if they do both work like double, their match will be first, just so they have enough time in
Oh my
between.
God, you imagine if Gunther's 21 and then fucking AJ's 22.
Yeah, like there's a lull in between, you know, like if there's nobody in there or whatever, and he's just standing in there, and then like AJ comes out, and then he just runs to the ring and just starts, you know. But here's the thing, though. Technically, if Gunther beat AJ should be done. He should leave the arena. So that could also open up. Hold on, that could open up a TNA thing. Like he signed an instant contract. TNA scooped him up, and how's he in here? And then it just, you know.
And he comes out to his old TNA music.
Yes. See?
That would be actually I can fuck with that. I can fuck with that a lot because that would be wild. Like he comes out like it's AJ Styles and oh my God, his career's over. And then all of a sudden it's in the background. You just see him signing a new contract and he comes out like number 22 and it's the TNA AJ's and they even change the bottom part, like the fucking where it is the nameplate at the bottom, and they pull up the TNA nameplate and it says AJ Styles.
And they don't even have to do him signing it. They could just like do the whole surprise. Like the music comes on and they're like Michael Cole's shocked and surprised. And then he's like, I'm just hearing it right now that he signed with TNA. I don't understand. Like, they're confused. Like, they don't get it. Like, at first, they don't get it, you know? And he's in there. Like, how is he here?
He wins the Rumble as the TNA He wins the Rumble as the TNA guy.
And then he goes for the TNA championship. That's where he's calling his shot. Yeah. That'd be good. That
would be the biggest pop that Mike Santana would ever get.
Sure.
Like he doesn't already get a pop. That's crazy.
But Cody in the Rumble, obviously Cody can go for the trifecta. You know, 3 Rumble winnings in a row. I don't think anybody wants that though.
Wait,
no,
in a row.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Oh,
you said wait,
not in a row. Sorry.
Yeah, because last year Jay won.
Yeah, which was a waste. I don't believe that Rumble ever existed because it was a waste of a Rumble winning.
And he took out Cena too. That's what was hilarious.
Yeah. Jey Uso, obviously, speaking of which, is going to be in the Rumble. Penta, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio.
I mean,
I think we all have an opinion of who we want to win the Rumble.
For me, who I think is going to win, but who I want to win. Yeah.
All right, well, DJ, you can start it off then. Who do you think's going to win, and who do you want to win?
Who I think is going to win is Braun Breaker. I think with what they've been telling, with the whole suspension, and just the fact that he lost to CM Punk, even though I hate the idea because I still believe Braun should have won on Raw, I think they're going to just have him come out number 30 and just win. Now, who do I want to win? LA Knight. Just out of all the people, especially after what I saw on Unreal, I'm just sick and tired of what this company's been doing with him. The amount of times he's been screwed over, he's gotten chance after chance, and they never give it to him. It is time to give him what he deserves, and that is the Rumble win and a world title shot.
I fucking love it. I love it because I agree with you, DJ. I think they've been fucking misusing LA Knight so much, and hence the word burying, which server hates. Server hates the word burying in LA Knight. So,
I mean, look, I'm more offended over the fact that he calls himself LA Knight and he's not even from LA, but that's a whole different topic. I think that I just don't.
Where's he booked out of? Is he even booked out
Maryland.
of LA?
Yeah,
he's in Maryland. We booked out of Maryland.
No, he's booked out of LA now.
He's from Los Angeles
now, but nowadays he's from Maryland. But back then he's from Maryland. But nowadays, he's from LA.
Yeah, I just that always bothered me. But I do like his theme song. I just, you know, the thing with him, I like him. I think he's good on the mic, but I don't think they want to give this guy, the world title just because it's like he's like a 40-year-old dude. Like he's good with the crowd.
Average age of a world title
Yeah.
champion is
I
40.
want to give him. Yeah, literally, CM Punk is literally.
Go look it up.
But the thing is, when you're comparing people who are around the same age, they have been established as world champions for a long time. So it's
But
like
that's the problem.
Reestablished. You're saying the
That's
most
the
40-year-old champions are reestablished world champions.
And that's the issue. The issue is that what you just said, reestablished. CM Punk is a guy that doesn't need that world title. He's already been reestablished, someone who could be a main eventer from years and years to come, even before he left the WWE. LA Knight hasn't even reached that level yet, despite the fact that even though he gets screwed over by his company, he still gets heavy pops every time he comes out there. He gets almost the exact same reaction that Jey Uso gets, and pretty much you could say that what LA Knight has, Jey Uso has, but 10 times better. So it's crazy how he doesn't get as much as Jey Uso gets.
I just think
Barry,
there's
what do you
something
think?
missing with him, because if he actually had that extra, they could have put the NWA world title on him when he was there, when he was Eli Drake. I mean,
Yeah, but they didn't.
They didn't, and that should speak volumes. Like, if other companies aren't wanting to invest in him, why should the biggest company in the world put that time into him? Like, you expect him to win the title and have a long reign? Like, he's going to be beating guys like Punk and Drew and all these other people.
Yeah, but they put it on someone that they fumbled the bag with in EC3, though.
Mm-hmm. And they put on Matt
Yeah, but that
Hardy.
was after
They
that
put
was
Matt
when
Hardy as well.
EC3 was there. I mean, they put the belt on fucking Brodus Clay. Like, that was like towards the end of NWA, but he was there when they had their peak, when NWA
Still
Power.
active. He's still the NWA
And
champion.
honestly, it's not even, I can't even say just
Oh,
WWE as well. I
dude.
can also say from TNA that Magnus / Nick Aldis. That's pretty much the thing with him, is that he pretty much was the NWA when he was the world champion.
Yeah, and that was
amazing
during
feud
Eli
he had-
Drake's time.
That amazing feud he had with Cody Rhodes that changed the revolution for
Yes.
NWA. Yeah.
And
the way how he was booked in NWA is 1,000 times better than what TNA did with him as world champion, because his world title run is probably one of the worst title runs I've ever seen. It was horrible.
I just feel like after a while, you have a guy like LA Knight who's a good wrestler, a good on the mic, but it's like a lot of people are just missing shit as wrestlers. You could just look through all these.
Cardona.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like, he's good too. Like, there's all these guys are good in their own way, but it's like not everyone could be world champion. They wanted Kofi to be the champion so bad, and he was, and he had like a really bad reign, and it ended horribly, which sucks for him. But it's like not everyone's favorite is going to be the world champion. It's just not going to happen.
Anyway, Dre, who do you think's going to win the Rumble? And who do you want to win the Rumble?
Well, they're both going to be the same answer. My tribal chief, OTC, Roman Reigns.
There is
Go
heavy
in there.
rumors that he is the actual favorite to win the Rumble.
Go in there, win the Rumble, get everything back, and then we got the tribal chief back on top, man. That's what I need in life. That's what I need.
There you go.
What do you think, Server?
I thought Roman before, but I was reading some stuff that he's having issues with Triple H. Like, there's some sort of like issue. Like, he was going to come back before. He actually was wanting to push, like, him and Cody again. And Triple H is kind of against it because he said that it would just be like, too much for the fans.
I actually have to side with Trips.
I mean,
I side with him. I second that. I side with Triple H on this
and
one.
and I'm not even disputing or debating that part. I'm just saying, there was already an issue there. So Roman was supposed to already be back. So Roman not being around, I think it's like a power thing with him and Triple H right now. So before I would say Roman would win, but I'm leaning on Braun because I think Braun is being groomed in that sense to be the next world champion. I think that's where Punk's reign ends is there. I'm not buying into Sammy being anywhere near stuff. A lot of people are saying Sammy
I
might.
don't think Sammy's winning the Rumble. I think I think he's the number one contender. I think he's winning that fatal 4-way Saturday night's main event.
Yeah, I just see Braun winning it. Who I'd like to see. I mean, just off of who's out there right now, I'd like to see Roman win. I'd like to see Roman back on top. I think WWE's better when he's like one of the top guys around. Even if he doesn't have a title, just him being in a main event, like because Cena's gone, there's no more big stars. Cody's not that big star like a Roman Reigns is, in my opinion. I think he's booked as their big star in the quarterback one, but he's definitely not like at that level of how Rock and Stone Cold and Roman Reigns and John Cena, like he's not at that level yet. Can he be? I don't know.
Homelander, yes. If we think
Yeah.
to Homelander, absolutely.
Give me that. Give me that, and then we have a different conversation. Currently, I don't see that. It's too, yeah.
See, I see Cody Lander coming out at the Rumble. I see Cody Lander winning the Chamber, but I don't have it that way in my head. What I want is I don't want Braun Breaker to win the Rumble because normally the Rumble winner normally goes after the old Universal title, the Raw title, or the SmackDown title. Normally the Chamber goes after the Raw title. And am I saying that right or am I saying that backwards?
I mean, they
Say
can
it
pick
backwards.
anyone. So I mean, it doesn't.
I know
either
they can
way.
pick and choose, but like
Either way.
it's been always like really weird in my head. Like whoever wins the Rumble always goes after the old Roman title, and whoever wins the Chamber goes after the world title, the
Except for
heavyweight title.
last year, it wasn't like that. It was
Year,
opposite.
MJ went after
Yeah.
Gunther. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what I want is I kind of want Braun to win the Chamber and not the Rumble, unless Braun is somewhere in the low numbers. Like if he's like number 3 and he Ironmans the whole fucking thing, I would be appreciative of that one. But I think we need to see how Braun is like. We love seeing Braun's destructive power. And I think the Chamber is the best suited match for him, where you lock that motherfucker in a cage and he just fucking starts wrecking house.
Like he can,
and I think
he could pretty much be like Goldberg, besides the Triple H bullshit.
I mean, I agree.
He can be like Brock Lesnar with actual moveset.
But when you said Brock Lesnar, what I was about to say, because I agree with him being better in the Elimination Chamber. But if you want to book him in the Royal Rumble, Gorilla book him in the Royal Rumble, Gorilla book him like how Brock was when he was defending his title in the Royal Rumble, and he was just clearing everybody out. Book Braun super strong.
The part is that's who Braun came in for 2 years ago. He took Brock's spot after that controversy, and instead of doing the fucking F5s, he was doing the spears everywhere, and he fucking looked great. Like that was the stardom of him.
Yeah,
and I think that's where you have to.
Jimmy, he took out Jimmy, he took out Finn Balor, he took out Omos in just a matter of seconds.
So you could really book him either way. And I think, like I said, I think Elimination Chamber.
He's the most versatile wrestler right now. I think when it comes to like where you want to book him, I think he's probably the best booking wrestler out there right now because I mean, does he need a little bit more mic work? But he's got the perfect person to help him out with it.
Not bad. He's not bad. He's gotten a lot better. And, but if you book him in Elimination Chamber, they got to book him the same way they booked Shayna Baszler when she won the Chamber, where she just dominated. Like you got to do the same thing.
That's all I want.
Yeah, do the same thing.
That's all I want. I want him to spear somebody through a chamber door and then pin him in the corner like that, or some shit like that, or him doing the moonsault that he does off the top of the chamber, some crazy dumb shit that just protect our baby, because he is the fucking golden child right now.
Because they could even do a double thing where they have him in the Rumble and he goes crazy like a Lesnar in there, but somehow he gets fucked over and gets thrown out, and then he demands to be in the Chamber. So he gets
I like that.
You know what I mean? So he looks strong in the Rumble, and then he looks really strong in the Chamber because he's pissed off, and then he wins and goes to Mania with that same aggression. So I mean, there's a lot of opportunity there for him. How you want to end it, Joe? We got about 2 minutes left.
And I know. And my thing is that who I want to win and who I see is going to win actually is, I think it's going to be Randy Orton. I think we're going to get Randy Orton versus Drew, and I think that's where it's going to head, because really at this point Drew's got no opponent in when it goes to like a future booking when it comes to the road to WrestleMania, and I think Randy Orton's the great one to put him over. I think Drew wins his Rumble. I think Orton wins the Rumble match, but Drew wins the Mania match. And I think that would actually be a good rocket ship for Drew. And he still gets his Mania moment that was better than anything he has when it was like COVID. COVID Drew, while he held the title, was not the biggest win he needed. Winning that match in Philly and then getting fucked over by Punk.
I was there.
Yeah, wasn't the best moment either for him. I think he needs a true Mania moment, even if he does his selfie and TikTok, his fucking Instagram shit, I will be waiting for that part. But at the end of the day, we create what we want to create, but we're not the actual real writers of wrestling. And this is all the time we have for this week at Gorilla Booking. Watch next week where we actually do more with ChatGPT and Gemini, but we will not be using it this week because obviously we just don't. So Ayo Chat, thank you for watching. This is my crew. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week in wrestling.
Like, comment, subscribe. Love y'all.